welcome back. I wanted to show you this go-to look for me. I did kind of amp it up a little bit by adding some glitter on the inner corner of my eye, but this is a day-to-day go-to look for me. It's something that I can do super quickly when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, and I think it maybe would take me totally 15 to maybe 20 minutes. If I had a little bit of blending issues, but this is such an easy look. It will be complementary to every eye color, every skin tone. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so we're going to get started using the Arbonne concealer. Okay, Arbonne concealer. And my cat has taken my sponge, my Real Technique sponge, and taken it somewhere, so I have to go get a new one. So that's a bummer. So I'm just going to use my finger today to kind of blend that in. Ooh, I got a little extra generous on that eye. That's okay. If you get a little extra generous, that's okay, because you can spread it around to the other eye if you have to. Wow, I got really extra generous with it. It's okay. It'll even itself out. So for today's look, I'm going to use some glitter. I'm just going to be a sparkly eye and it'll be just really pretty. So, but for that, I am going to set this concealer with my translucent powder. Same one that I used, that I always use. It's the Arbonne translucent powder. And this nice tapered brush by Morphe. Okay. There we go. Just setting that with powder is going to help the colors, the eyeshadows, go on a lot smoother. So I am going to use Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie. It's really light. It's a light peachy orange. The camera's not really going to pick that up, but it's this really pretty peachy orange, and it blends with my skin tone just beautifully. Okay. Put it on both sides. I am using the E40 by Sigma. It's that big fluffy brush, blending brush. Now I'm going to use the Morphe M433 brush. Oops, there it is. And I'm going to pick up Makeup Geek Creme Brulee. It's this really pretty brown. I'm going to dust that right into the transition area. Okay. If you don't have a defined transition area, you can make one by just picking a spot on your eye and just doing back and forth windshield wiper motions, and that will create that transition area and make it a little bit more defined. Okay. I am using a generous amount of this as well. Okay, now I'm going to come in with MAC Texture. I've just popped it out of its little pod. I'm going to use that same brush. I'm going to dip into this. I'm not going to use a ton of it because I don't want an overwhelming amount of that color, because I'm going to go in with something a little lighter. But I do just want to darken the outer corner up and make it a little warmer. I'm spreading this across the lid. I'm not really coming into the inner corner, so we're going to use a different color for that. But I just want to make this whole lid a little bit warmer. It's pretty. Okay, now I am going to use Makeup Geek Mocha. It's a pretty brown. Same brush. Okay. And I'm putting this just on the outer corner, really to darken that up. Okay. A little tip for blending and colors application. The first spot that you put your brush down, that's where the majority of the pigment is going to be. I mean, it's just going to be there primarily. So I always start with my darker colors on the outer corner of my eye, and as you can see, I'm not really dragging it in. Okay, and I'm just kind of blending this around. Okay, so now I'm going to take a completely clean brush This is by Morphe. This is an M441 brush. It looks a lot like the very first brush that I used, only this is a goat hair brush. So it helps me blend things a little easier up here on the upper part of my lid. All right, pretty. Okay, now I am going to take my E55 by Sigma, and I'm going to come in with Max Nylon. It's kind of a yellowy, really frosty, really intense color, and I am going to put that right on my inner corner. Okay, and I'm tapping this in and then swiping. I really want this inner corner to be bright. This is my go-to look on the day-to-day. Sorry, my phone's going off. Okay. Now this is a day-to-day look, and all I would have to do is put on mascara and be done. But for today's video, I am going to make it a little extra by putting some glitter on the inner corner. So I'm going to take my, what is this, Too Faced glitter glue. And the brush that I'm going to use does not have a number. I don't even remember where I got it. I think I got it at Sephora, I think. But it is just a flat shader brush. You could use a MAC brush. I'm sure Morphe has something just like this. It reminds me a lot of the Morphe M522 brush. It's just a little smaller and a little bit flatter. And what I've done is I've put some of that on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to go in with Glamour Glitter. Okay, and this is in the shade White. I'm going to just drop a little bit of that inside the cap. Okay, it's in the cap. And I'm going to pick up my brush, pick up some glue, and then I'm just going to tap that onto nylon. Okay, now I'm just tapping that right where I put the nylon. I'm not extending it over onto any other of the colors. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cap and I'm going to pick up the glitter from the cap, and I'm just going to drop that right on top of where I put the glue. And that is going to keep my glitter on top of that nylon. And the nylon will kind of shine through the glitter, and the glitter just kind of enhances that. It just makes it really pretty. If you know me, I am addicted to glitter. Cool, pretty. Okay, so glitter is done. Now let's move on to the face. I am going to take Smashbox Radiance Primer. I'm going to mix it right with my Perfecting Liquid Foundation by Arbonne. This is in the shade Honey Beige. Okay, mixing that cocktail on the back of my hand, and then I do my football stripes. It's a good look. This is the Morphe M439 Kabuki brush. I use it every day. I love this brush. And what I'm doing is I am pressing this foundation and primer mixture into my skin. Okay. Pretty. Now I'm going to go back in with the concealer, the same Arbonne concealer that I used before in my eyes to prime. And I'm just going to do a nice big generous stripe there. Boop. And get some on the chin and on the forehead. This is going to even things out. Now, because I said that my sponge was somewhere, my cat took it somewhere, I'm just going to use my finger to do this. Okay. So I am going to go back in with that Kabuki brush and just kind of press this to kind of blend things a little easier, which is something that's, I mean, you can do whatever you want really with makeup. and with your tools. Cool. So fancy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this with the Bye Bye Pores Press Powder. Again, I got it in my Ipsy. I don't know if this is like the regular size. Probably not. I'm sure it's just a sample size. And I'm going to use, I'll show you the product. There it is. It's just a white product. I'm going to set my concealer with that dome brush. Brush that I used at the very beginning to kind of set the concealer for the lid. Okay. I've been using this product, this powder, for a couple weeks now, and I really feel like when I use it, it does kind of hide my pores a little bit more. So I really feel like it does do what it says it does. Pore hiding. What is it? Yeah, Bye Bye Pores. Okay, so now I'm going to set the rest of my face with my E2 brush by Morphe, that big fluffy brush. And I'm using the translucent powder. Okay, just tapping my whole face, setting it down. Okay, now I'm going to use the Arbonne bronzer. Bronze up my face, do a little contour, starting at the top of the ear again, working my way down towards my mouth, stopping at the corner of my eye. And I'm going to get the forehead right up in the hairline to kind of give my face a little bit more structure. Do a little under the lip, make the lower lip look a little poutier. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I am going to come back to the eyes, and I'm going to use my flat brush here, and I'm going to come in with MAC in Bark. It's really pretty purpley brown with a little bit of sparkle in it. And I'm going to just drag this on my lower lash line. Oh, sorry, hopefully you can't hear that. Oh, got a movie going on in the back. Okay. Now, I don't typically bring my color all the way in. I mean, you can for more drama, but on the day today, I usually don't. But I will connect this to the outer corner. I just feel like it kind of blends nicely when you kind of bring it into the upper lash, or the upper shadows. Okay. Now I'm going to take my pencil brush by Morphe, and I'm going to bring it into Creme Brulee. Okay, and let's just blend this out. It just kind of softens up the lower lash line by blending that. And come back in with Embark, kind of darken that back up because I feel like it kind of blended away a little bit too much. Okay. I like how the lower lash line is blended, but I'm just adding this Embark again just to kind of deepen the color. There. Just a personal preference. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the NYX, the NYX brow pencil. It's got product here, and then the spoolie. Oh wait, no, that's not a spoolie. That's concealer for corrections. How did I have a spoolie? Well, that's okay. So I am going to use that and drag that right underneath my eyebrow. Typically I like to have a spoolie to kind of blend it out, but this is actually blending really nicely. And once I'm here in the arc, I am going to drag that line a little darker. Okay. Ooh. Correction. This concealer end kind of acts like a nice eraser. Okay, so with the power of editing, there is eyebrows done. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that the Sigma E55 brush again, and I'm going to come back into nylon, what we put on the inner corner, and I'm going to put this right at the top point of the brow, well, of the lid, right under the brow as a little highlight. Okay. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of blush. I'm going to use the Makeup Geek Infatuation. I'm using my MAC brush, and I'm going to just lay that right on top of my contour. I'm putting that right on the apple of my cheek, but I'm blending it back so it blends nicely and I don't look like, you know, Bobo the Clown. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to use Becca's highlighter. This is in the shade Pearl. It's a whitish, really pretty highlight. I'm using a shader brush by Arbonne. I don't even know what it's called, but it's really small and I really like it. And I'm going to put that right on top of the blush, kind of as a highlight. I don't know if the camera is going to get this because of my lighting. See that shine there? Yeah, that's the highlight. So pretty. You just kind of catch glimpses of it as the face moves. Three-dimensional. Bring this down on my nose, on the upper lid. Cupid's bow. Pretty. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to come in and do the lashes with It's a Long Story by Arbonne. Let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit here. Okay, great. Okay, so upper lashes are good. Now, same for the lower lashes. There's the eyes. Ooh, let's come back. Okay, so that's pretty much the look. Now we're going to finish it off with lips. And I am going to use MAC Velvet Teddy. Ooh, it's pretty nudie. Okay. Pretty. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any other questions or interest about the products, or if you have any requests for certain looks, just give me a holler. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next one.